Hey guys, we were assigned to explain what an experiment probability and the law of large numbers are. So let us begin with an experiment probability.
So first off, let me explain what a probability is. A simple definition of probability is basically how likely something will happen. And experimental probability refers to the probability of an event occurring when an experiment is conducted. Therefore, to calculate the experiment probability, you must have an experiment that involves multiple trials. To give a formula of what an experimental probability is, it is referred as P of E equals number of success trials divided by the total number of trials. An example of that would be if a dice is rolled 100 times and the number 3 occurs 48 times, then the experimental probability that 3 shows up on the dice is 48 divided by 100, which is 0.48.
So to further explain what an experimental probability is, we have conducted an experiment where I play 5 games. Alright, so I play three games against Miro and 2 games against Ali. So the first game where I play Miro, I score 5 points. And the second game I play Ali, I score 4 points. And the third game, I score 3 points against Miro. And 4 games, I score 6 points against Ali. And the fifth game, I score 11 points against Miro. And after the fifth game, I get injured. So we can't conduct a sixth game. So we're trying to predict how many points I will score in the sixth game based on the results we have for the 5 games.
Yeah.
Alright, so now we're gonna calculate how many points I will score in the sixth game based on the points we have already on those 5 games. So it might not be very accurate, but it's end of the day it's an estimate. I might get injured again in the sixth game. The weather might affect it. Who knows? Alright, so let me pull out the results. So, do you see Miro?
Of course.
Alright, so the first game I scored 5 points against Miro. In the second game, I scored 4 points against Ali. In the third game, I scored 3 points against Miro again. And game 4, I scored 6 points against Ali. And in the fifth game, I scored 11 points against Miro. And we're trying to find how many points I would score in the sixth game based on these results. So, to calculate this number, come here, Miro.
Got you.
So here, we're trying to find an estimate and the chance of me scoring 5 points or more in the sixth game. So this equation represents the problem. So here we have 3, and 3 represents the amount of games I scored 5 points or more. So in game 1, I scored 5 points against Miro, and then in game 4, I scored 6 points against Ali, and in the fifth game, I scored 11 points against Miro. That's 1, 2, and 3. So we'll put it right here. And we're gonna divide it by the amount of games I played. Well, so I played 5 games, so we'll divide 3 divided by 5. 3 divided by 5 is 0.6. And we're gonna multiply that by 100 to get the percentage, which is 60%. So this means there's a 60% chance of me scoring 5 or more points in the 6th game.
Define what the law of large numbers is. The law of large numbers is a principle of probability according to which the frequencies of events with the same likelihood of occurrence even out, given enough trials or instances. As the numbers of experiments increases, the actual ratio of outcomes will converge on the theoretical or expected ratio of outcomes. So the law of large numbers is when you have an experiment and you do it a lot of times, say like 100 times, the value, the frequency of the event occurring will eventually approach the theoretical value. So we did an experiment that's the coin flip. So we all know like heads or tails, which is 50-50, getting heads or tails. So we did the experiment 100 times and we landed heads 52 times and tails 48 times. So and then you can see like the numbers approach each other and they begin to become similar.